Our Saturday chef, I'm all dressed up. It's all about dressing up today.
Okay.
Chris Whittaker, the exec chef from Forage Restaurant, is with me. Thanks very much for coming in.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
I know it's a busy time for you guys because it's dine out.
Yeah, that's right.
So you guys are going crazy right now. But it's Apple Month, and you have some tips of cooking with apples to share with us. And what
Absolutely.
are you cooking for us today?
Today we're going to cook a beautiful roasted apple and squash soup. And we're going to garnish that with some local hazelnuts and some more apple slaw.
Okay,
Yeah.
How do you know which type, because there's so many different kinds of apples out there. It seems like there's new ones coming out all the time. How do you know what kind of apple is the best one to cook with?
There's quite a few good cooking apples, like Macintosh and Red Delicious and that sort of thing. But there's a lot of really versatile apples like Ambrosia, which is a fairly new varietal that we have that BC is very proud of, especially BC tree fruits. Love cooking with the apple, love eating it raw, love using it raw. So the great thing about cooking with that apple in particular is that you don't have to add a lot of sugar. It has a lot of residual
It's
sugar.
quite sweet,
yeah, that's
Ambrosia.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so what's our first step?
So we're going to peel a couple of our apples here. If
Okay.
you could do that for me, that would be great. So basically what we want to do is we're going to want to roast some of our vegetables and the apples together. We're going to use butternut squash in this case. You can use other squashes, red curry, delicata, that sort of thing. But again, love using the ambrosia.
Am I doing this right?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
All right.
Yeah, love it.
I've never used this kind of a peeler on an apple before.
And we're going to chop up a little bit of onion as well.
Okay.
And what we'll do is we'll get all these vegetables ready and we'll prepare them. You should have your oven preheated at about 400 degrees because you really want to get a nice caramelization on the vegetables and the apples. So fairly large dice, nothing crazy.
How's that?
That's beautiful, yeah.
Awesome. It's probably taking me 10 times longer than it would take you.
That's okay.
So the apple, even though it's much softer than the squash, goes in and roasts at the same time?
Because those sugars in the apples will help caramelize and get that really nice sweetness in the soup.
Okay. Oops. All right.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah, I'm getting there.
It's all good.
I'm getting there.
We got a few things to add still.
Okay.
So we've got our squash, some onion, a little rosemary and thyme, and we'll just chop that up nicely. We're going to blend the soup, so chopping fine is great. But it doesn't have to be perfect.
Okay.
Same with the apple. Okay, a little more apple. There we are.
So this all goes in. And now, did you say? I'm sorry, I was so busy concentrating on peeling the apple.
Yeah.
A little bit of olive oil as well in there.
We're gonna use either. You can use olive oil. I'm gonna use a little bit of butter.
Oh, okay. Chefs love butter.
I love butter.
Every single chef we have loves the butter.
So we'll just add a little bit of butter to that.
What kind of butter is that?
This is just a clarified butter.
Okay.
Right now we'll add a little bit of garlic to it as well.
So that all goes in a pan.
Little allspice, little cumin, little coriander, all freshly ground. And you toss that up and get that onto baking sheets. Oops. Get that onto baking sheets and into your 400-degree oven and just get a nice browning on it, similar to what we have here.
Okay. How long will that take at 400 degrees?
Probably about 15 to 20 minutes.
Oh, not very long at all. Okay.
Not very long at all.
Okay.
So once we're done that, again, roast it. You see this sort of caramelization we have on some of the vegetables.
Smells fantastic.
Smells great, which is exactly what we want. And then we're going to add a little bit. You can either use white wine. I'm going to use a little apple cider here because that's sort of the theme what we're dealing with here. And once you've basically, you could actually, once you've taken the pan out, it's a great idea to use that apple cider right away and get any of the sort of scrapings off of the pan.
Okay.
And that'll loosen up any of the caramelization you have on the pan.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep. Looks great.
We'll go ahead and we'll season this up a little bit. A little salt, a little pepper, and then we'll hit it with some veg stock.
veg stock versus chicken stock? at
You
this
can use
point?
chicken stock if you want.
Okay.
I'm going to try and keep this one vegetarian.
Okay,
We've got a little apple juice
nice.
as well. And we can go ahead. The vegetables will be soft enough at this point that you can blend it. We're going to use a little immersion blender here,
So right on the stovetop.
right on the stovetop is fine.
If you don't have one of these blenders, you just dump it all in a big
Food
blender.
processor or anything like that will work fine.
This looks much easier though.
It is.
What other sorts of things do you have at Forage? You're using apples for Apple Month.
Yeah, so we've got a few things we're doing at Forage. We're going to run a soup like this with every special that we run through the week. We have different specials every day. And then we're going to do, on our regular menu, we have apple chips, spicy apple chips with kale. We have an ambrosia apple pie. And then every Thursday we run and for the duration of Dino, we're running a roasted pork with crackling.
Nice.
With braised cabbage, which we braise with apple, and also an apple slaw on top.
Perfect. All right, we're almost out of time
Okay.
here, Chris.
Perfect. So then we'll just do a little apple slaw quickly.
That
Again,
goes
our ambrosia apples
very good.
on top of that.
Okay. Sounds good.
Perfect.
Now, if you're interested in celebrating Apple Month throughout February, as we said, Forage will be featuring Apple-themed dishes in celebration of Apple Month. Forage located in the Listel Hotel at the corner of Robson and Jervis. Check them out online, foragevancouver.com. And for more on Apple Month, go to applemonth.com or bctree.com. Thanks so much, Chris.
You're welcome. Thank
All
you.
right. That looks great. Let's check in with Jay right now. I'm going to plate you up some soup, Jay. Bring it over to you.
It smells amazing
right?
in here right now.